I'm drowning in a sea of conflicting emotions. Anger bubbles up in my chest, but sadness follows close behind, weighing me down. How could you keep such a monumental thing from me? What trust do I have left when you hide the truth so carefully? The truth stings deeper than any lie could. I'm angry that I didn't see it coming, and I'm sad that you didn't trust me enough to be honest. The betrayal is heavier than any sadness I've ever felt. How can someone I trusted with my heart keep such a thing from me? My mind is caught in a storm of anger and hurt, struggling to understand why I was left in the dark. You've shaken my world to its core, and I'm struggling to find my balance again. The anger I feel is a storm that rages inside of me, but it's mixed with a sorrow that makes it hard to breathe. How could you hide something so important from me? You've torn apart my trust, and now I'm left trying to pick up the pieces. My heart is a battlefield, torn between the rawness of anger and the weight of sadness. How could you conceal something so big from me? The truth always finds its way out, but the damage has already been done. There are moments when words fail, when the weight of anger and sadness presses down so hard, it's hard to move. How could you hide something so significant from me? You took away my peace, and now I'm left wondering if I can ever trust you again. I'm hurt, confused, and angry all at once. You had the power to tell me the truth, yet you chose silence, and now the anger burns like a fire. But underneath it all, there's an ache so deep that it feels like I'll never heal. The silence between us speaks louder than any words could. I'm angry for not seeing it, and I'm sad because you didn't have enough faith in me to tell me. Now, all I feel is the weight of secrets you kept hidden. You kept me in the dark, and now I feel like I've been robbed of something I can never get back. My anger is like a fire, and my sadness is a deep ocean that I'm drowning in. How could you think I wouldn't notice the absence of truth? It's hard to know what hurts more, the anger that burns within me or the sadness that slowly eats away at my heart. How could you hide such a vital part of your life from me? Now, I'm left to face the wreckage of my broken trust. Anger is easy to feel when betrayed, but sadness lingers longer, creeping into every corner of my being. How could you keep something so important from me, as if I wasn't worthy of knowing the truth? The lies you told were never as painful as the silence you gave. My anger is a loud scream, but my sadness is a deep ache that I can't escape. How could you hide such a thing from me? I thought we had something real, something built on trust, but now I'm left feeling a mixture of anger and betrayal, and all I can do is wonder how I was kept in the dark for so long. My mind races with the thoughts of what could have been different. Anger bubbles up, but sadness quickly floods in. How could you not trust me enough to share the truth? Now, I'm left to deal with the consequences of your silence. Anger is the easy emotion to express, but sadness clings to me like a shadow. You hid something so important, and now I feel like everything I believed in has been shattered. In this whirlwind of emotions, I can't find my footing. Anger and sadness collide, leaving me feeling lost. How could you hide such a monumental part of your life from me? I wish I could scream and let all the anger out, but my sadness holds me down. How could you think it was okay to hide something so significant from me? Now I'm left with a heart full of questions and an empty soul. My heart aches with a pain I can't explain. Anger and sadness intertwine, making it difficult to understand how you could conceal something so important from me. I trusted you, and now I'm left to pick up the pieces of my broken trust. How could you hide such a big thing from me? My anger tells me you didn't care enough to be honest, but my sadness says you never truly saw me for who I am. Now I don't know yet to feel. I feel betrayed, and my heart is heavy with anger and sorrow. How could you keep something so significant from me? I'm drowning in the weight of your secrets. The anger that courses through my veins is overwhelming, but the sadness is just as deep. How could you hide the truth from me? Now I'm left with nothing but the wreckage of broken trust. My thoughts are a storm of confusion. Anger rages, but underneath it all, there's a sadness that refuses to leave. How could you hide something so monumental from me? The anger I feel is sharp and jagged, but the sadness cuts deeper. You kept something from me that was so important, and now I'm left to deal with the aftermath of your silence. You've left me in a state of disbelief, unable to understand how you could hide such a significant part of your life from me. The anger burns, but the sadness lingers, heavier with each passing day. I don't know how to deal with this. The anger surges, and the sadness slowly consumes me. How could you hide something so big from me, someone who trusted you with everything? You've shattered my sense of trust. I'm angry at the lies, but the sadness is what stings the most. How could you keep such a thing from me when I gave you everything? It's hard to breathe with this weight on my chest. Anger swells, but sadness floods my heart. How could you hide such a big truth from me? The pain feels like it will never end. The pain I feel is more than just anger. It's the sadness of betrayal. How could you hide such an important thing from me? Now I'm left trying to pick up the pieces of my broken trust. There's a hollow space in my heart where trust used to live. Anger lingers, but sadness is what fills the void. How could you hide something so big from me? You took away something irreplaceable, my trust. Anger swells inside me, but the sadness wraps around me like a heavy blanket. How could you not tell me the truth? How do I even begin to process this? I'm angry because I feel betrayed, but I'm so sad because I thought you would never hide something so big from me. I don't know where to go from here. The anger is overwhelming, but the sadness seems even stronger. How could you keep something so important from me? The silence you gave me speaks volumes, and I'm left in the aftermath of anger and hurt. How could you hide something so important from me? I thought we shared everything. The lies hurt, but the silence stings even more. How could you keep something this big from me? Now, I'm left in a sea of anger and sadness, drowning in disbelief. How could you hide something so vital from me? The anger burns, but the sadness creeps in, slowly consuming me. I trusted you, and now I'm left with nothing but questions. I can't stop thinking about it, about how you could hide something so big from me. My heart is a mix of anger and sadness, and it's hard to tell which one hurts more. The truth cuts deeper than I ever expected. My anger is like a fire, but the sadness is what lingers. How could you keep something so big from me, someone who trusted you? I don't know if I'll ever be able to trust you again. My anger burns like a wildfire, but my sadness is what stays with me. How could you hide such a big part of your life from me? I'm left in the wreckage of what used to be. The anger rages, but the sadness is what leaves me broken. How could you hide something so monumental from me? The betrayal feels like a knife to the heart, and now I'm left with nothing but anger and sadness. How could you keep something so important from me? You took something from me, my trust, and in return, you've left me with a mix of anger and sadness. How could you hide such a big thing from me when we were supposed to be honest with each other? The pain is overwhelming, and I don't know where to turn. Anger floods my mind, but sadness fills my heart. How could you hide such an important thing from me? I feel betrayed in a way I never thought possible. The anger is sharp, but the sadness is what haunts me. How could you hide something so big from me? How could you hide something so huge from me? My mind races with anger, but my heart aches with sadness. I never thought you'd do something like this. The weight of your silence crushes me, and now I'm left to face the consequences of your lies. The anger is real, but the sadness is what cuts the deepest. I can't understand why you would keep something so significant from me. My heart is torn between anger and sadness, and I don't know how to move forward. You didn't just hide the truth, you took something from me, my trust, my peace. Now I'm left with nothing but anger and a sadness I can't shake. I'm angry because I didn't see it coming, but I'm even more sad because I thought you would never hide something so big from me. There's nothing more painful than the feeling of betrayal. My heart is a storm of anger and sadness. How could you hide such a huge thing from me? I never thought I'd be in this position, questioning everything. Anger surges inside me, but sadness follows close behind. How could you keep such a thing from me? How could you hide something so monumental from me? Now I'm left in a sea of anger and sadness, unsure of how to navigate through this pain. You've taken something from me that I can never get back. My anger burns, but it's the sadness that lingers. How could you keep such a big secret? I thought you were different, that you would never hide something so important from me. Now I'm left with anger and a sadness that makes it hard to breathe.